to show you how to package up a bike so that you can send it to. And it's going to keep the box nice and stable. What's up, Trainiacs? So something that was a surprise even to me building up this Ventum bike is that as I did, I think it was like the day after I did the unboxing, I got a message from Kelly. Awesome, Kelly, you're my new favorite, from Bicycle Makeover, that does custom vinyl graphics for bikes, like wraps. So instead of having to send away to a paint shop and get your bike all scuffed up and all of a sudden it's yours for forever because it's customized and like you got John the Hammer Samson on the side of it, like good luck trying to find another John the Hammer Samson that wants to rebuy that bike later. Am I right? What you can do is get the bike vinyl wrapped, and Bicycle Makeover is going to do that for this. So right now, we're going to package it up, and I'm going to show you how to package up a bike so that you can send it to a race, to a pal, sell it, send it to Bicycle Makeover, whatever you want. Very critical that you get this right. Set it all down gingerly. So now if you want to do this properly, start at a hardware store. We want to do this properly. I don't want to be sending a $10,000+ bike in a $20 packing job. Get yourself a little bit of foam from the plumbing department. And get yourself over to the moving section, get yourself a little bit of bubble wrap. So this is where really supporting your local bike shop comes in handy. Couple of the more critical factors with putting a bike box together properly and safely is that number one, you gotta have some sort of a bridge in between the space in your fork on the front, and if you're packing in a way that isn't like typically the way that bikes arrive to a shop, have that same bridge in the seat stays. Nope, chain stays. So that's if you're packing in a box that is very small and you can't have the rear wheel on. What we're gonna do, we have this old Cervelo R5 bike that we just pulled out that came to the shop, and how bikes come to the shop is that they put the rear wheel in the rear triangle and that keeps that rear end from crushing. I said rear end. And then because we're using that bike, we need to take up all that length of the space in the box. If we left the rear wheel off on this bike, it's going to rattle around. So putting the rear wheel on is going to accomplish keeping those chain stays nice and safe, and it's going to keep the box nice and stable. So that's critical, and then making sure nothing's rubbing is critical, and that's where all the foam comes in. Let's do it. Bicycle Makeover. So you want to wrap everything really tightly. You want to make sure that the fork isn't jiggling around. You can use cardboard to jam in between the headset and the fork. Put a piece of cardboard in between the wheel and the frame. Stick the rear wheel in between, something that'll keep it nice and steady there. And then we have all of these little plastic pieces on the side of where the skewer would otherwise be, to make sure that if there is something that crushes the box from side to side, it's just going to crush that. Fill it all with foam and bubble wrap and put all the little pieces in, and it's going to be beautiful. Alright, now Now, if you're in Canada like me, you go FedEx and ship that baby FedEx ground. If you're in the States, Bicycle Makeover uses bikeflights.com. We do FedEx ground. Hi guys. Hi. All right. I'm going to call to get that picked up, but let's summarize what you've got to do to pack a bike box safely. Number one, take off as many parts as possible. I had a fresh bike, so we didn't have the group set or the pedals. Take all of that off as much as you can. Pack it up safely, or if there are things that you can't take off or don't want to, like the derailleur, make sure that it's secured to the bike and not rattling around. Number two, make sure that exposed surfaces aren't. You don't want exposed surfaces. Everything should be covered by foam, cardboard, or bubble wrap. Number three, make sure that whatever bike box you're using allows the bike to fit snugly front to back so that it's not sliding, and that you've got bracing side to side so that if something gets put on top of your box, nothing ends up crushing it, and there's stability and structure that is going to take that load. Make sure that any parts, your wheels, your handlebars, anything like that, is either zip tied down, velcroed down, or wrapped so tightly in bubble wrap, t-shirts, towels, cardboard, things like that, so that it doesn't jiggle around causing scratches. And then finally, if you have any questions about doing this, develop a relationship with your local bike shop, and a lot of them, for anywhere between $40 and $60, will wrap up the bike for you. That $40 to $60 with all the little parts and things that we just put into making sure that the box is safe is way cheaper than buying a new frame or a new set of wheels. There you go. Thank you very much to Bicycle Makeover for doing whatever surprise graphics we got going on for the 2018 build. Very exciting. Now you know how to pack your box safely and get it to a company like Bicycle Makeover or a race or your pal.